What's up, you guys? This is Senior Tiger here, and what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is basically my part-time job that I actually have right now, um, and it's Kroger's Clicklist. I've had this job for roughly 2 months now, and I wanted to talk about the pros and the cons with what it's doing to society, the customers, um, and also the employees. So basically, stuff in that nature. And first, what I want to talk about is the positions first, just to clarify what I'm doing. Um, Mainly, I do attending, and basically to explain what that is, attending is basically the person who collect the totes with all the items in it, and we put it on a pally, and we scan out the orders and make sure that all the totes are there with all the customers' items that they wanted, and we take it to the vehicle and we load up the vehicle and the customers are good to go. So that's basically what a tender does. Um, and some other positions are people who actually go out and pick the orders. So basically, you have what we call a scanner um, or Baymac, and you basically walk around and you have these scanners that tell you the exact location, and sometimes it can be off. It just depends, but it show you where the items are at. Um, and you basically get the items, put them in a bag, and then put them in the correct tote. And you have to do this over and over and over again. So that's basically what picking is. And when you finish, you basically come back to the clicklist room. You stage all the totes and put them in their rightful location, whether they're organized or not. And then the last position we do have is basically management, which is basically you're running the whole clicklist setting. So they're the ones who reviews the papers. They basically direct people what they need to do or what they can do, and they're basic. Like I said, they basically run the whole thing. Like I said, I wanted to talk about some pros and cons with what I think it's doing to society. So I see Clicklist as a very good benefit towards, society. It's great with if you have kids. It's a great resource to use as far as collecting your groceries and other items that you need. It's good for when you're handicapped. We can help you stock up your vehicle. It's good when you're old and you really need help with putting your groceries in a car. And it does help with staying out of the long lines. But some cons with it is that with that, you do have to consider that we do have a lot of customers, and the customer rate is growing rapidly as people are finding out more about the click list. So while you're waiting in line for about maybe 10 to 15 minutes to scan out all your groceries, put them in your vehicle, and all that could take possibly 30 minutes in total. We do have customers who actually have big orders, and it does take a shorter amount of time. They basically come to the click list position and they could be there for, I would say, a max of 30 minutes depending on if their order's ready. But the shortest that they can be there is possibly like a minute, which is a good thing. But as we continue to grow and more people are using ClickList, and knowing that we have limited slots and spaces, it's making it very difficult, and it benefits the people who are actually shopping in the stores, because they don't have to wait in such a long line anymore as people are transitioning to trying to use ClickList. So if there were more positions with ClickList and more parking lots with different ClickList departments there, it will help everybody out. So what I want to say is, what it's doing to society is it's helping them, but yet it's making society lazier. If you think about it, people are basically saying, like, even if they order 2 items, they just want to use ClickList so they don't have to wait in the long lines or whatnot, or whatever they want to say. So it's making people lazier, and they just basically come and get, and some of them are grateful, which I'm going to focus more on the grateful ones, and I'm glad to help them out, and I'm glad I could help them out. And that's basically one of the major cons that I see with Clicklist, is that it's just really making people lazy as far as, walking to get their groceries and making them, more houseborn, if that makes sense. And another thing I want to talk about is what I think it's doing to, the employees. So depending on your gender, I noticed since I was a male, that I really go attending more than, females. And that's not an issue, but I do want to kind of branch out. And I have branched out a little more ever since the day I started. So that's a good thing, that you actually get to try out multiple positions and see which one you fit best. So I actually love attending, and I don't quite like picking as much because I don't know a lot of groceries or items. So it's kind of difficult for me to transition to picking. But overall, I do like the other side of picking, which is overstock. So it's basically the big items, and it's the same as picking. So I love, lifting. I love doing all this stuff, and that's one reason I wanted to be in the Clicklist branch of Kroger, because I like to move around. I don't like to sit down, and it's like working at Walmart. Like you feel like you're there for about 30 minutes, but really it's been 2 hours, and I mean that's awesome. Like I get paid like. Well, I wouldn't want to talk about how much I get paid, but the payment's pretty decent for what I'm doing. Maybe it should be a little greater, but not too much. I don't have too many concerns about it. But overall, it is a good job. You get tipped a little bit. You have really nice customers. It's way better than fast food. And my transition from fast food to retail, it is totally different than when I was working at a fast food restaurant. They expect food fast, and they get mad really easily. And you know what fast food do to people? I actually seen a little documentary, and they can be a little grumpier, and you just hope you don't eat fast food every day, because it can mess with your health. But I would say Clicklist, it's a decent job. Great for part-time. I wouldn't say full-time, because that could drive somebody crazy. But it's a great part-time job. If you want to get your steps, make sure you join the Clicklist department. If you like associating with customers briefly, like I do, then it's definitely a good position. You actually have nicer customers, customers that are actually grateful that you're providing them with this service, and you're helping people out, and that's the best part. And you can actually put some smiles on some customers' face, which is also a good part. But I just want to wrap up this video. It was a very brief video, but thank you guys for staying tuned and staying and watching. But more videos to come, and tell me what I could do better. And I just got a new tripod, so videos are more stable and looks pretty good. I should actually raise it. It looks like it's looking at me from a downward angle up, but I just wanted to do this really quickly so I don't have to worry about it later on. But scratch like a tiger, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.